everybody and welcome to another video with Spartan086, and today we're carrying on our 21st Century Ultimate Soldier model collection. As I didn't say before, these are all 132s, so in case you were a wee bit clueless about that, they can fit in with dioramas that you're doing with Forces of Valor, etc. So I thought I only had a couple more. I've actually got more than I thought. As you can see, we've got an N7 Priest, which is this one, which is a very good one. So the M7 Priest was a 105 mobile artillery, or self-propelled gun, that's what we used to call them. The British did their own version, again, different name, different thing, we're not going to really get into that. Overall, the model themselves, they built brilliantly. No real weathering done to it, but paint job's good, and the inside of the vehicle is good. The tracks do move, but it doesn't have a suspension, so it doesn't really roll. So it's best thing to do, as I've said before, they're not really toys, these ones, or they're really just to sit, because they're very flimsy in that way. It's very light plastic. The gun crew didn't come with this. I bought that, and they're getting a wee scenario of doing a fire support mission. With these, the long toms, the 155s, the big bad boys, artillery gun of the Allies. I have 3 of these. I'm not going to bring the other 2 down, I can't be bothered. Will point out though that look at that, very flimsy, easy to break off. They don't break, they just kind of break off and you have to reattach it. All 3 of mine have done that, and it is a pain in the arse. Sorry about the language, but it is, because once they break off, the wee bits, they fall about and they can hide, and then that's it, and it's an annoyance to say the least about it. But the model overall is a good one to have. Like I said, 21st Century have done a lot of stuff that Forces of Valor haven't. Maybe they will in the future, but these are good ones to have, especially if you're doing dioramas and you're like a good bit of information to it. You know, 155s were one of the backbones of the Allies in the Normandy landings. Once these boys get set up, they were raining hell down on the Germans. A good gun to have. Obviously it's got a wee personification there. It says Berlin, so that's where they were heading to. The Russians will beat you there, buddy. But overall it's a good model to have. I like them. I think it does put in a lot of detail to it. I think the breech does open on these. I'll just double check. It does, the breech opens. So as you can see, breech opens, closes, opens. So it is a good one to show, especially if you're doing a diorama. You can have a breech open, you can have one closed as if it's just fired, etc. So next one we'll do is the Pak 40. Brown wee anti-tank gun. Did its service well during World War II. Bane of Sherman's, high velocity rounds would just smash into them. Again, the detail is not bad, it could be better, but it was quite a cheap gun. I got these for a couple of quid off of eBay. I got them from the Far East. So I did try to do a diorama. It was a Pak front gun pit. Didn't work out 100%, so I've had to bin it. But I mean, if you're doing one, these are good to pick up, and they're a good one to have. They'll go with the 1 to 32 scale vehicles, no bother. The detail in these, let's say, isn't great, but it's a good one for the dioramas. I don't think the breech is opening this at all, but there is a small amount of elevation and traverse in the gun, not bad. Then we got the Flak Panzer, which is different from the Whirlwind in pretty much every way. It sits in a box. It sits on a Mark IV chassis, and it has a quad gun system. Overall, good paint scheme. I love it. I can't remember what that's called again. I think it's just line or something. I can't remember what the Germans called it. Apologies. Overall, good wee version. The box does break down. I'm not going to do it. I'm not in the mood to do it in case it breaks. But as you can see, it does look great inside. They've done a lot of effort with these. I think I picked this up for about £15 on the UK market. So please, if you do see it, get it. It is a good one to have. Then we come to this wee bad boy, the Brumba, the heavy assault gun. Packs a 150mm gun. Yes, there is similarities between this and the Sturmtiger. Guess what? Yes, the idea came from this. The idea of the Sturmtiger from this bad boy. It is a fantastic model to have. I love this to pieces. Great paint scheme. Not a lot of wear them done, but I don't care. The doors at the back do open and you can have a wee look in. Unlike Forces of Valor, it doesn't have a lot in there. The engine compartment doesn't open though. Gun does move slightly, so that is good. But again, this does have a bit of metal to it, so that is a good thing. It can take a wee bit of punishment if you're moving about and doing things, but I wouldn't suggest it. Side skirts are very flimsy plastic, so you have to be careful around them. Overall, fantastic model, great one to have. I recommend this to anybody. This is one of my pride and joys that hide away in the corner. Every time I see it, I get a smile at. Once Forces of Valor do the Sturmtiger, I'm going to get the two of these sitting next to one another. The M18 Hellcat, another one again. You've never seen Forces of Valor even talk about doing, but this bad boy is a fantastic model to have. The Hellcat did very well during World War II. It was fast. I think it was one of the fastest tanks on the battlefield. It packed a 75mm, so it packed a good punch. It's no like the Sherman's wee small 75. This is quite a long one, so I think it did punch at a good velocity in it. I don't think it was exactly high velocity, but it did pack an extremely good punch. I'm not entirely sure of that. I might be wrong. If I am, hey, every day's a school day. Get talking. Model itself, very good. A lot of information in it. As you look, you can see serial numbers, unit insignia, etc, etc. But the vehicle, it does have an open turret, which is normal for them. These do open, but I'm not going to try and force them to now. Paint job's adequate. It's good. It's basically to the point of what the Allies had. They didn't have a big camo scheme going like the Germans, so it's good. Just a shame that the wheels don't have any mud or weathering done to it, but that's not a biggie. Picked this up for a few quid again, so this was a good one to have. It's one of those ones that sits there and it always catches my eye. My partner always says, what is that? And I'm saying, oh, that's that, and then she goes, no, I don't care. So it's got a good history behind this, and it's another good one to keep if you are doing dioramas. Again, I'll put in the turret, you can see breech, gun, etc. all sitting there, all in good mick and looking good. The last one isn't World War II, but I decided I didn't want to do it on its lonesome, is the M41 Bulldog. Now, this is another one. Again, Forces of Valor didn't do anything like this. This was the Cold War era, I would say, kind of vehicles at the start. Berlin Tank Brigade kind of thing for the Americans, going to VCP Charlie. You can see one of these bad boys turning up, facing off against the Russian T-54s. I don't think it would have done well against it though, but that's for a different conversation. But the model overall is good. Shows you the 90mm looking good. The vehicle's camo scheme looks great. It's got some good weathering done to it. It is very flimsy plastic. At the front here, I did feel a bit of metal on it, so there is a tiny bit of metal, which does give it a good bit of weight. Obviously all the hatches are missing. I don't know why somebody needs to steal all the hatches off a vehicle. I'm going to see about getting a 3D printer and fixing all of them. So all my vehicles will have hatches, and I'll just do a scan and get them done. Overall, good one to have. I would recommend this to people. 21st century overall are good vehicles. I know I've talked about them being a bit flimsy, but we're not kids, we're not going to be playing with these. You can put them in a diorama or on the shelf, they do look great. The biggest problem I had is obviously with the long toms. this is just falling to pieces, and I'm going to have to glue it, and I don't really want to glue it because then it just sits in stone. But overall, the good vehicles, good ones to have, good ones to show off, and they're not expensive either. So you can get a few of these for the price of a Forces of Valor one, and I would recommend them. I mean, they do versions that you won't never see Forces of Valor doing. So, you know, you can do one of those scenes where I showed you before, the Marder and the Herzog, you can put them in with a wee scout vehicle moving through the streets as if it's a counterinsurgency, Yugoslavia, or even France, Greece, etc. You can have, I mean, the M7 Priest and Long Toms are sitting about firing as allied logistics, like the red balls going past, something like that. You know, your imagination can run wild with this kind of stuff. I was thinking if I ever could get the space, I would love to do a VCP Charlie kind of scene with this bad boy. When the tanks went to the wall when it was being built. Like I said before, the Pak 40s, did them. I tried to put them in a Pak front gun pit. Didn't work out, but that's just me. I'm not a fantastic modeller. I'm mediocre at best. So there's things that you can do, you know. That's why we collect these things, because it's for our imaginations. It's a good one to have. So I'll leave the video there. I hope you're enjoying it. I've been thinking about doing the 21st century vehicles for a long time. I'm glad I have now. Hope everybody's well. Obviously the media is saying things about the second wave, third wave, fourth wave coming. Please take care out there. No matter what you believe in, just take care of yourselves wherever you are. Wish everybody well. And until the next time, see you then. Bye bye.